nobody knows.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, I get that a lot. It's the things I say to people,
We've
apparently.
done this wrong. Why have we got tea? We should be drinking JV.
We should be, shouldn't we?
We should be, but the nice man from the constabulary frowns upon that. Sort of thing.
Yeah, well, he drove over here. I'm driving this afternoon to work, and well, you can drive us to the
Yeah.
pub later if you like. How's that for you?
Yeah. Is there any
Right.
buses today?
No buses
No,
today.
okay.
No, none of them work, lazy terrorists. We've got biscuits though, and tea.
Excellent.
Here we are. Well, welcome back, one and all. Good afternoon. Welcome wherever you are in the world. This is the last video of the year.
Indeed.
The very last one, the 31st of December 2017, and we thought we'd do a Q&A with the one and only, not only but also, Mr Dyson.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, buddy.
How are you?
Thank you, welcome back. 75-mile trip to come over.
Yes, yes.
You seem to move further away every time you come and do
Yeah,
it.
it's something to do with the curvature of the earth, I think.
No, it's definitely flat.
We'll come to that later.
We'll get back to that in a minute. So what biscuits we got, Penny? What did we get?
We've got biscuits because we've all overeaten, so we've got
Yes.
thin cakes today.
Thin cakes. They look like Twixes.
If I eat those, will I get thinner?
Yes, you
Is
will.
Is that how it works?
You usually have two, then you get thinner both
Excuse me,
sides.
Yeah.
Jammy dodgers.
Jammy dodgers.
Can't
I'll tell
beat
you what,
them.
that's what it... Actually, the truth is, that's all that's left over from Christmas. You know them tins?
Who needs Jack Daniels?
Who needs Jack Daniels? What are you doing? What happened there?
Oh, my mascara's
Oh, dear. I get the same problem, don't you?
going to run.
Right.
It just moved.
What it is, we have to put her on a high chair because she's little, but she fell off her chair. You see, now she's asking for the Jack Daniels, and here she is falling off her chair already.
Well, maybe that's where you've kept it. Is it under the table?
That's it. She's under the table already.
This is dangerous.
Oh dear, you ready? Pull it in a bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dennis,
Grip,
you
the
all right, mate?
grip the table. and
Yeah,
you'll-
like your bike. Grip the
Yeah.
table with your knees. You'll be
Yeah, you'll be
absolutely
fine. You'll be fine.
Anyway, welcome back. There we are. Penny Pit Stop drunk already. Let's get on with it, shall we? I'm going to have one of these. Oh dear. Fantastic. So we got some questions left over from the 4 Q&As we did this year. So we thought we'd use half a dozen of those. They're all questions which we just couldn't fit in before, could we?
No.
Compose yourself, missus.
Oh, real.
Oh, yeah.
I love the old DBG. Been watching from the beginning. You mentioned new machines and equipment to come. Does this mean you're changing the channel and leaving the hack methods behind?
Right, hack methods. Long live hack methods. We'll always do those. Yeah, I have been saying recently a little bit here and there that I'll be bringing some machines in. I'm going to get a bandsaw, which I think will help a great deal. If you saw the project where I was cutting the angle iron, that took absolutely forever to cut that. And even when you've cut it freehand, you know, with a disc, you never get it exact. So
Yeah.
that sort of thing, I can cut 45-degree angles, I can cut metal up far quicker, far less noise, far less mess, far less pollution in the garage, and it's a safer environment. The lathe, which I'm definitely looking forward to getting, I'm just going to invest a few quid and treat myself to something I've wanted for 25 years. I mean, the last time he does it every day, but the last time I touched a lathe was about 1981 when I left school. You know, my last year of school. I'm of the generation, perhaps the same as you, we were lucky enough to do metalwork.
We
at
did.
school.
Proper metalwork.
Proper metalwork, you know, actually learning how to use a big old Colchester lathe and learn the turning skills. And you pick up on that, you do it when you're a kid, and I never did it since. And I'm 52 now, 53 in a minute, and I've never done it since. And I desperately want to do that. And I want to use it also to make some stuff for the bikes, to make bike parts, bar weights. Got some stuff I want to design and make for bikes, also bike furniture, that sort of stuff. So honestly, it's just a great thing we're going to do, but the fundamentals of the channel won't change, will they? We will always do hack methods because I'm not an engineer, I'm just a greasy mechanic. He's an engineer. He knows about maths and that.
Yeah, and even even with different equipment and better equipment, the hack mentality, rat engineering, if you like, it's you still do it. You just do it with different equipment and different methods. But wherever you introduce a sort of an artistic element, you're always going to have to.
Yeah.
You can't read it in a book, can you?
No, it's not interesting. No. Also, when you watch any of the channels out there that are about engineering, they're great for learning from if you want to learn engineering.
Yes.
But they're not particularly artistic or
No,
entertaining.
you have to know the fundamentals, but when it comes to actually the stuff you want to do.
That's right. Yeah.
Also,
I think,
do you not think that to create videos, you have to be inspired to come in the garage and do something new?
Yeah.
Things have to change, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it becomes a job.
Yeah, that's
then,
right.
You know.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, 7 years at this now, haven't we? and 950 plus videos. Most of the servicing and repair work I've covered at some point or another in some way or another, and we're hearing quite a lot of people that they're inspired to do this and this because I watched your video on that. They'll say, I watched your service video on a Triumph Scrambler and I've now just managed to rebuild my forks. Well, I never did that.
No.
You did that because the
You're
inspiration.
inspiring confidence, aren't you?
That's it. Just inspiring that confidence to make it easier. So we always want to do that. We want to keep that as the core of the channel, always the way, just to make anything going like machines, bits and pieces like that. That's just going to be to enhance what we do a little bit and add some little diversity, isn't it? That sort of thing.
That's it.
There you go. Thanks for that. Who's next?
Next question was, what bike are you going to build when the Street Fighter is finished?
Oh dear.
And how long is it going to be?
Yeah.
Well, I got asked this week if you're going to build my VFR 750 because I'm not getting on with it.
That's why I gave it to you though, because I know I never will. No, I think, how long is it going to be? How long's a piece of string? What are we up to now? 450 hours on the Street Fighter build now. But I've finished, it's kind of difficult really, because I've finished the fabrication, but I've decided to change one part of it. I'm going to make some changes to the tank. That thing on the top, I might do that, I don't know.
Right, okay.
So it might go around in circles a bit, but ultimately, when the Street Fighter's finished, I want to do something very different. Something that's not about making bodywork, not about sheet metal. I want to do something more constructive, perhaps with a frame, you know, that sort of stuff.
That's the ultimate, isn't it? It's frame.
Yeah, not so much build a frame, but
not necessarily build one, but
make one.
But to do any sort of frame work.
Yeah, I kind of watch Mr Bridges in Backstreet Heroes, the one and only, and the things that it will do is you take an old frame, an old 80s bike frame, and you can make massive modifications.
Yeah.
To it. You can cut them and chop them around also, and if you jig them up correctly when you do it, they stay straight, everything works right, and you can make some really cool custom bikes.
I mean, that is the beauty of buying a bike with a tubular steel frame, isn't it?
Definitely.
You know, the world is your oyster.
It is.
You know, whereas you get a modern sort of, Delta extruded aluminium doodah.
Can't do anything with it, can you?
You can't do anything with it.
No. And oddly enough, it's funny that the stunt guys, the Kawasaki 636, they make stunt frames for them out of tube steel. Yeah. You actually throw your alley frame away.
You take the frame, bin it.
Yeah, tube steel frames will live forever. I think we'll always have them because they're modifiable.
That's it, we'll all be riding around on CB550s then.
yes. Triumph Chronicles, get it right. Right, that's cool. So I think, I don't know how long it's going to be, but we're into the cycle part stuff now. Yesterday, as you saw, I just stuck a new brake hose on the back, but then after that, I've got to change the brakes, change the suspension, want to get the wheels powder coated. So it's kind of moving forward now towards getting done. Progress will always be, but I don't know, guesstimate, middle of the year, roll it out in the sun, I don't know. It's dangerous to say that.
It's always difficult to sort of put a time frame on stuff because it will bite you in the backside.
If I'd not been filming it for YouTube, I'd have finished it by now.
Yeah.
But then all you see is a start-finish project.
Yeah, there's no...
Well, I want to learn from it along the way.
Yeah.
And I want to share that with people who want to learn as well.
And you can't engage with a project if all you see is the beginning and the end.
That's right. No, not really. No, not for me anyway.
Because you enjoy watching other people doing fabrication and things like that. So you get pleasure out of watching someone create something.
I think, it's that building thing. If you look on the telly on Ground Force and the Big Build and DIY SOS, you see them build something and you see a beginning and an end.
Yeah.
You know? Even OCC, they build a chopper from start to finish. Not every blow by blow, usually all the other stuff, the domestic stuff.
Yeah, there's a bit in between.
Yeah, exactly. But ultimately, it's about the constructive nature of it, and I'm enjoying the journey. So when it's finished, I think something different for sure. Don't know what. If I say so, then I'll just get reminded later on. You said.
You said.
You said. So, well, I won't say at the moment. I've got a few ideas, but it will be something that's affordable, that's for sure. Because I haven't got a lot of money. I'm investing stuff in the garage as well, so we've got to pay for it all. So it depends what we get for the Street Fighter.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
Right, number 3 is... Who is your favourite YouTubers? Or who are your favourite YouTubers?
No, you are. The Duke Dyson. The Missing Them Flyer.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I don't know, you know that one.
Oh, that's a really difficult one because I watch a lot of people and Mr Dyson is one. I mean, I've watched him for a long time. You know, it's informative, it's concise, it's decent. Yeah. But then also, I mean, obviously Carlos, I watch his, although we could do with a few more, Carlos, if you're watching. Been a bit lacking.
Yeah, 6-string outlaws.
yeah.
I think it's got to be something that is of your interest, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something that shares your interest.
And one of the beauties of YouTube in general is if you start watching a video about, I don't know, making left-handed bolts, it will give you a list of recommended views, and you sort of tend to find people that way. Well, I do. You find people that way. So it's very difficult to nail it down to a group of people that I watch.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that said, if you go on my channel, I'm not hinting that you should go on my channel, but if you go on my channel...
Link underneath.
you'll see down the right hand side there is
suggested channels.
Well, above the suggested ones, you get the ones that I chose to put in there, featured channels.
Yeah,
you're in there.
Oh, really?
And a couple of other people.
Appreciate that. What did you do that for?
Well, I say, you're in there. Rat Queen's in there. Transitions are in there.
Yeah.
Mackie Bass is in there.
Yeah.
You know.
I think you do that when you've got friends that are distant.
Yeah.
You don't see all the time.
Yeah.
You know, to follow their content is nice, especially Rat Queen. You can keep in touch.
She's lovely.
You know, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think people who just inspire, definitely. But I think naming names, I do like Jimmy DeResta.
Yes.
You know,
I like his can-do attitude. I like the fact he's not constrained by convention.
No, he's always learning something new.
He just gets in amongst it, gets on with it.
Teaching himself new skills.
I like that. I like that.
Absolutely, and of course Chandler Dickinson. I love it. You know, he's not a blacksmith, but he works as one. He makes some amazing stuff. Yeah. You know, and of course I'm finding new people all the time. You know, when I'm looking at getting lathes, so I'm watching people who do lathe and centre turning. I've found a couple of people this week.
I mean that whole
really
sort of
useful.
making community. I mean, like Laura Kampf.
Laura Kampf,
you know, people like that. Where it's just.
The bicycles that she makes.
It's
incredible, stacked on top of each other.
A little bit off the wall, a little bit, you know.
Yeah, so Laura Kampf, have a look at that.
In Germany. And again, you wouldn't necessarily go looking for that.
I watched Shades Resurging as well.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. You just get a beer, sit back, go on, son, go on, let him have it. I think that's fantastic. Yeah. He's brilliant. I do like watching it.
He reminds me of a weekend at Squires.
Yes, indeed. We've got to do that this year.
Stick that in the
Got to do another one. Stick that in the diary, Squires.
Oh, yes.
Squires Caff this year coming. Right, what's next, man?
Next question, thank you. It's from me, actually.
Right.
It says, from another girl rider, do you do your own servicing and repairs, or do you get Monkey Boy to do it for you? I can. I know how to do it. I do know how to do it.
Yeah, she's
not allowed.
I'm not allowed. No, I'm obviously I design jewellery for a living, and my hands are my income, so I daren't get an injury. Yeah. So I get you to do it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
You're expendable.
I am I'm explaining.
Well, it's either that. It's either that.
Expandable.
Deniable.
Deniable. Definitely deniable. And with lots of these, expanding.
Or you pay for an insurance policy to protect your hand. So it's a cheap way of doing it.
That's right. It's a cheap. So I'm actually nothing more than a cheap insurance policy.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I do know how to do it, and I do things off camera. But yeah, that's why really I've got too much bespoke work and commission work to do. I can't ever let a customer down, so that's why I don't do it myself.
That's right. You can get an injury easy, can't you?
Yeah.
Trap your fingers or something, or cut yourself. It's not cool, and it doesn't look good. You're demonstrating jewellery to people.
No.
And you've got burn scars.
Bastards.
Big.
Where I sort of cut my teeth at work years ago, I worked in a tool room now. I mean, I'm not a tool maker, but I worked in a tool room, and about every third bloke had a bit of a hand missing. No. Whether it was just a finger or whatever, but yeah, about every 1 in 3 people had bits of hands missing.
Careless,
you know, because it's all manual machines, and you know. So yeah, you know, when you work like that with your hands, you know,
it's not going to look good.
You know, the risks are there all the time.
I mean, with this whole lathe thing, I'm going to be learning a lot from people that I watch. And I watch some of the lathe turners, and at times they grab the turning part.
Oh yeah.
You know, they'll even when it's turning, they'll grab the turning part and put their hand around it.
And it's not just hands with things like lathes; it's stuff like that.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely.
You know, that has to go.
Try and cover all that. Yeah, no.
I make a conscious effort not to wear a tie.
What's his name? What's his name?
I can't imagine you wearing a tie, Dave.
What's his name? I see that. You watch that Keith Fenner. He's a machinist, an engineer, and you see he's got a big long beard. And yet when he's working, it's all flattened up, neat and small. Because you imagine that.
Well, you and I are the same age. You must remember, because in the 1970s, when we were at school, and it was quite fashionable to have loads of hair. For which I'm quite fortunate. We used to have the hats with the hairnets.
Yeah.
To go
like the butcher's head.
To go and do tech studies. Yeah, you had to have the hairnet.
Yeah, and then nowadays it's a hard hat.
Yeah.
Goggles.
Face mask and flippers.
That's it, yeah. And operate the machine from the next room.
Yes, by remote control. You've got an app for that.
Yes. Lathe turning by app.
Now you're off on one.
Yeah,
almost certainly. Yeah.
So that's the point, isn't it? You've obviously got to keep your hands nice, physically nice, and not all chipped up and knackered with, customers and that. So
Yep.
But you do know, after watching videos for 7 years and filming them for us, I think you see most of it done, haven't you?
I do. Cool. I can get myself out of trouble if I needed to.
There you go. Excellent.
Okay, next question. YouTube has grown at ever increasing rate over the last few years. What future do you all see a few years down the line for YouTube? That's a good question.
That is a good one, isn't it? That is good. Where is the future of YouTube? Oh my goodness.
Well, it could go 2 ways, couldn't it?
Yeah.
It will either go to a very mature, helpful, inspiring way, or it could go the other way.
It could.
I mean, whatever it does, it will change.
It will,
because nothing ever stays the same, does it?
No. No, if you were to open up and look at a screenshot of the original Mark 1 Facebook,
Whatever that is.
you wouldn't recognise it, whatever
Yeah.
that is, or anything.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
when all this
All
started, you
things
look at all things. Yeah, they
Yeah.
change and change
Yeah.
and change again.
Yeah.
They absolutely do. And you open, how many times you open? I open up the channel now and again, and a feature on it has completely changed.
Yeah.
They don't announce it; they just do it, and you get round it and you work.
Yeah, you don't always like it because nobody likes change, do they? But
No,
but you deal with it. But
I think commercially is where the biggest changes are going to come. The commercial market has woken up to realise that there's money in them there hills, and that the channels that are worthy of the investment. The commercial market out there is realising that tens of thousands of people watch YouTube every day, and there is a revenue stream for the average marketing company.
Yeah.
So they're out there. So I think YouTube will become, what they'll probably do is step on things like advertising. They'll make it. I mean, already you have to.
Already advertising is very different for
It
the channel makers now than it was even 6 months, 12 months ago.
But I think they're very poor at controlling behaviour, controlling bad behaviour. Things like clickbait is the one thing that annoys me a lot. You'll see people put an amazing title up and you open it and it's just two seconds of a cat falling in the fish tank or something else, that's nothing like the title.
Yeah.
That I think they're trying to clamp down. So there are changes afoot. But what we've said in the past to that is I think it will become, if they ever make it pay-per-view, you'll have to become a member, it will be harder to get in. And they can't do it straight away because as soon as they start bringing in that kind of restriction, up will pop another free channel.
Well, people
Everyone
will
go
move
that.
to Vimeo or whatever
They
it is.
will, yeah.
I mean, it's not as good as YouTube, there's no doubt about it. And that's probably because it doesn't have the following that YouTube has.
That's right. But it will have. I think they'll expand.
If you push people hard enough, they'll move and it creates competition.
Yeah.
But competition's not great in the whole social media thing.
No, it's not.
Google does own most of the planet.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
So
just look at just now with the Patreon. Patreon just introduced some really unpleasant charges that were going to be horribly victimising the devoted person. They were going to charge 2.9% plus 38 cents. There was an absolute uproar of it, and they quickly did a U-turn.
Yeah, well, I suppose there's some accountant sat in a back room somewhere has seen an opportunity. And fortunately,
so they quickly got
seen sense. But
well, they got their wings clipped on that. So I think a lot of it will be driven by us. That's proof, isn't it? That us, the creators, and the viewers who want to watch creators, then we'll be driving it with what we do. So I think being mature and responsible and being kind and pleasant to everyone,
Also
and
remember,
enjoying what we do,
and
trying to inspire each other. That's hopefully where it'll go.
Being able to film and load up what you do in your life to a format like that is a privilege, and it should be treated as such.
Yeah.
It's a platform, isn't it?
Absolutely agree.
It's a free platform. It should be respected.
There's too many people run away with the idea that they have some God-given right to do this, that, and the other. In actual fact, no. There's a good deal in this life you don't have any right to at all. It is a privilege.
Yeah, I think so. In direct answer to that, I think more restriction as time goes on. They'll see.
I think it will become far more commercial as well.
But therefore, the commercial people will drive it. They won't invest in bad behaving channels.
No, of course.
So therefore, the restrictions on bad behaving channels will be: if you want to be monetized and if you want to make money from this, then this is how you do not behave. So that's hopefully where the future will take it, and then it will be a nicer place. Because I would say in the last 2 years, YouTube has gone downhill in its general behaviour.
And you're already seeing this with the advertisers and the fact that they now have this thing whereby advertisements are not available on particular videos or on your channel in general because they don't want to be associated with the content.
That's right.
Whereas previously, nobody really had any say over anything. The advertisers were putting adverts out on YouTube, were just sticking them on everything.
Quite rightly so. I've got a small business myself, and I wouldn't want my adverts for my business to be placed on something that would completely embarrass me. So
you wouldn't want to be associated with it.
So therefore, I think the answer to that, the final kind of solution, is that we, the creators, have to act responsibly and be responsible and mature and pleasant and kind and try and earn people's respect and trust, don't you? Companies, people, I think so. Simple. So hopefully that's where the future of YouTube is. It's in our hands. We have to be responsible and mature about it.
Yeah, and if you see things you're not happy with,
so we're doomed. We're all doomed. Sorry, guys. All right. What we got next?
Okay, next question. Love the Mackie Bass and TMF collaborations. Will you be doing any more in 18?
Might do some of that Duke Dyson bloke.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Duke Dyson is the law. He has to be in the garage.
Part of the staff.
It's a new career. It's a team player. Yeah, I think so, really. I think I'd like to. I think selected people, the right kind of people who are going to bring something to each other. You know, there's got with any collaboration, there's got to be a cross benefit to each other, isn't there? Yeah. It's not just about promoting.
I mean, like TMF, the Missenden Fly.
Yeah.
That's an association you've made purely through YouTube.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So. Yeah, there's no reason why that can't go on and on and on with many other people.
Yeah. Well, we're going to do another one with him with the TMF. With the Missenden Fly, what we've planned to do is he's never ridden a Harley, a big twin, and I've never ridden one of these GS adventure bikes, and we've got those bikes. So we're going to get together and swap bikes and do a video each on each other's bikes and see what we think. My first impressions of an adventure bike, oh my God. Don't hit me. And he's going to do the same. First impressions of a Harley. He's never ridden one. So I think something like that, a real culture shock. Cool. That'll be an interesting one.
Because I mean, that's something you wouldn't see in everyday life, would you? You wouldn't see you climbing aboard a GS.
No,
and equally, you wouldn't see him climbing aboard a Harley.
Definitely not.
So,
no.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to do something a bit different.
It is, yeah. I think also with Mackie Bass, we're going to do some more work because Mackie Bass. I think we're going to do some more with him. He's going to paint the Street Fighter. When the Street Fighter's done, Mackie's going to come down and do that, so there'll be some more of that. But I think some more, a wider...
We've got a couple of other people that I'm talking to at the minute.
Yeah.
Not so much prolific YouTubers, but people that are...
Oh, the journalists, isn't it?
Yeah, motorcycle journalists who've got some really interesting stories.
Yeah, we've got a professional motorcycle journalist who we know quite well. He's going to come down and you're going to have to meet him as well. Nice guy. I think he's going to come down and do some stuff. He's interviewed some incredible people, Sterling Moss, and what was the last one he came? John Surtees. He's interviewed some seriously special people. Yeah. So he's a worldly wise person and a sage. He's got lots and lots of experience of life. So yeah, lots of interesting things to come. Possibly in Q&A format. Possibly actually doing what we do in each other's garages. You know. So yeah, loads to come. I think.
Loads to come.
Cool.
Okay. Next question. Does racing still improve the breed? Oh, that's a deep question.
That's as deep as it's long, isn't it?
Does racing improve the breed?
I mean, generally, in general terms, yeah, I think it does, doesn't it? A lot of technical improvements come from racing, but
I think.
But also, you have to.
Does the breed also mean heritage?
I mean, from a UK point of view, we're not the lover of sports bikes that we once were, are we?
Definitely not. No.
I mean, for years and years, like decades, it was all about going fast, wasn't it, for us?
Yeah. But then again, that's because if you go back to the 70s, fast was 90 mile an hour.
Yeah.
And nowadays you can do twice that on a 750cc bike.
Yeah.
You know, so it's.
So maybe you don't emulate your sort of your racing heroes like you used to. So
no.
I don't know.
But do we have any anymore?
Well, I still do because
I mean that you do because you're an avid follower of bike racing.
I'm an avid follower of road racing. I'll be honest with you, MotoGP.
So it's even more exactly. But when you go back in the day,
yeah,
there were people like Barry Sheen, and Kevin Schwantz, and Randy Mamola. They were gods.
They were.
They were internationally known riding gods, and everybody worshipped them no matter what. And you could name a dozen others. Kenny Roberts, and all the people from the 70s who used to race muscle bikes. Well, those people have gone and they're replaced with teenagers who, like pop artists and pop singers, are gone the next year and the next hero comes through. So the turnover of heroes in racing is so much faster than it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of think of that in the same way of Formula One. You see, Formula One leaves me cold. It bears no relation to real life.
You mean Lewis Hamilton Racing Limited?
You go back to, I don't know, 1978, Isle of Man TT, when Mike Hayward came back after an 11-year absence and showed him how it was done.
Yes, the boss is back.
You could, if you had the money, you could go out on the Monday morning and buy that Ducati. You could go and buy it.
That's the
and then the following year he did it again just to show it wasn't a fluke on an RG500.
Yeah. And then when you look at it today, a MotoGP bike's £250,000 bike.
Yeah.
You never buy that.
But then, which coming back round to the road racing is one of the reasons I like the road racing so much because the super stock class, you could almost go down the showroom, hand over your money, wheel it out the showroom and race it that day because that is how the super stock class is done. But they're very much on the sort of the back end of all that technology thing because they're relying on the technology that's already been developed. I think the racing still does develop technology, but probably not at the rate it used to.
Every single manufacturer has had to play the game, haven't they? Even BMW have had to step up and make sports bikes. Yeah. Harley have had to step up. They tried it. They dipped their toe in the water with Buell, and it worked for a minute.
And they were in at the ground floor with all the electric zero racing bikes.
Yeah, but I think technically speaking, I think it's the heritage for me. Most companies they exist on their heritage.
Yeah,
because you could take a brand to tomorrow and put it on the front row of any racing grid, an unknown brand, say like Britain or whatever, and it would win, if it did win, an unknown brand, nobody would go out the next day and start buying all those bikes because that one won that day.
Possibly not anymore. I think in the late 70s through the 80s, particularly with the upcoming Japanese stuff in the 80s,
Big Four, yeah.
I think they would have done then.
Yeah, possibly.
And it has to be said that according to, I think it's Motorcycle News' figures for last year, or this current year,
2017. Just as of today only.
The Fireblade is still the biggest selling bike in the UK, which surprised me because I thought we'd all gone over to big adventure bikes.
Yeah, and they're tiny now as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're tiny, like a little 600.
Yeah, I wouldn't have one.
No. But then Honda has battled against a kind of numb cardigan image for many, many, many years, haven't they? They've never really been like Suzuki, Kawasaki. I think Yamaha third and maybe Honda fourth in terms of edginess on racing.
No, and I mean they are a bit beige, aren't they? You know.
Yeah, but having said that, then their forte is their quality.
Yeah,
and it's a Honda.
Yeah. So it's good
works.
beige.
Yeah, good beige, quality beige. Talk.
Never knowingly underbeiged.
That's why we have him here. Say that again.
I'm not sure I can.
That's a catchphrase.
That is a catchphrase. You need a T-shirt with that, don't you? Never knowingly underbeiged. You meet the nicest beige on a Honda. Oh dear. Because it's a Honda. Right, got any more, Penny?
Well, I've got two more.
Two more.
And then I've got to say a special hello to somebody.
Right.
These are just a couple of stupid ones at the end, just to give everyone a bit of a giggle on New Year's Eve.
Right, let's go.
Best cracker joke. I've got one.
Right, yours first.
No, I'll do my last.
Oh,
yours
really?
first.
Right, okay. you first.
Well, my best cracker joke is the fact that the crackers are still under the coffee table where they've been for the last 5 years. Because every year, don't forget the crackers. By which time we've had far too much JD and Coke, and the crackers are just forgotten.
Yeah.
So I haven't pulled a cracker for. Well, that's not a euphemism for something.
No, leave it. It's a family show. Don't wish to know that, sir.
I haven't pulled a cracker for about 5 years.
You don't get loads of dating. You get loads of dating links underneath. Yeah, try this website, Dave. Try this website.
Have you got Dave's email address?
That's it. You're going to get them all.
Oh yeah.
Can you feel the knickers flinging out of the screen?
I can. I'm going to change my name to Tom Jones.
That's the one. You look a bit like him actually now. Actually, he does, doesn't he? Don't you think?
Well, I've stopped being ELO.
It's Jeff Lynn, isn't it?
It's Jeff Lynn versus.
He must get really fed up with that, Jeff Lynn.
Jeff Lynn, you look like Duke Dyson.
You look just like that Duke Dyson. He must get really fed up with that.
Definitely. Well, the only one I've got's a bit rubbish, really. I suppose it's a cracker joke, isn't it? And because it took me about. What's the joke? Is it took me about 3 years to work out what it actually meant, and it's because I was told it when I was about 12 and I didn't get it, and it took me till I was about 16 to work out the answer, and the answer was, what's the joke? It's why have elephants got 4 feet? Well, the answer is because they look daft with just 8 inches.
It's not even funny.
It isn't, but it was a cracker joke. It's not meant to be funny, but I didn't get it.
It doesn't work in metric either.
No, it doesn't work in metric either. No, seriously. They only have 27 millimetres. But that's the point. It took me till I was about 16 and the penny dropped an answer. There's the joke. I didn't get it for 4 years.
After telling your nan the joke.
It was me nan who explained it. Honestly. No, yours would better be good after that.
Mine's great. What do you call a singer with a biscuit on his head?
A singer with a biscuit.
No idea.
Lionel Richie.
This is a bad idea. Actually, that's quite good. There we go. Oh dear.
Right. Last question.
Last question.
This is obviously something that's very typical right now. And we know someone who knows about this.
Go on.
Flat Earth or round?
Yeah.
Hi, Carlos.
So is the Earth round or is the Earth flat? What do you think? Answers underneath in the comments. That you reckon?
We could be here for some time.
What do you think?
What do I think?
What do you think? Do you think the Earth is round or flat?
I think it's approximately spherical.
So it's round then?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not round. If it is flat, it would be round.
Like if it's going to be flat, what shape is it?
That's right, a disc, apparently.
Wow.
Apparently they say there's a big ring of snow around
like
the outside.
It's
like a plate. There's a big ring of ice and snow around the outside, and that's Antarctica.
Right, okay.
And the North Pole is in the middle, like an axle, and it all spins around that.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful thing.
And apparently there's no such thing as gravity because the whole disc is moving upwards really fast, which is what presses us down.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really work.
Some argue there's a big dome over the top.
That's right.
What's underneath?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe there's another one.
No, the Australians.
Is there a parallel universe underneath?
That's it, yeah. Where everybody gets on with each other. No, that would never exist. No chance.
Yeah, I think we'll leave that there, I think.
Yes, indeed. There we are. Right, what do you reckon? Is that it?
Yeah, well, Carlos is a rock star, so he's always right.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, Rockstar's always right, so it's definitely flat. There you go, Carlos. Earth is flat.
We agree with you. Yeah.
Definitely. Right,
That's
anything
the
else?
end of my questions.
Right.
I do have a very special message for somebody. I just want to say, very happy 16th birthday, Tamara Collins. Thank you so much for watching the videos.
Happy birthday,
Really
Tamara.
appreciate it.
Happy birthday.
Have a lovely
16.
birthday.
Wonderful. Wouldn't you want to be 16 again?
I'm not sure.
But knowing what you know now.
Definitely not sure.
Definitely. Well, you'd be so rich in no time, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah. I'd like to think I'd do it all differently, but I probably wouldn't.
You wouldn't. You made all the same mistakes twice
Yeah,
over because it was
yeah.
really good fun.
It was great fun first time round.
It was. I reckon we're done, aren't we?
That's it.
Anything else? Right, there we go.
They all
Thank
want
you
to
for
go
watching.
out for a beer and their New Year's Eve celebrations.
Yeah.
Funny enough, so do I, actually.
Yeah.
Shall we go out and have a beer or something?
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. Right, there we are. Thank you for watching, folks. It has been 2017. This is the final video of the year. Thank you for all of your amazing support for this year. All of your kind patronage to all the patrons. Thank you for everything that you've brought to us. You have set us up for 2018 and made the amazing changes that we're going to make next year possible. So thank you to all of you from the bottom of our hearts. So,
Yeah, thank you.
thank you today, Dyson, for coming over. Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
There we go. Thank you to all the people that we've heard from this year. Your support keeps us going and it makes all this worthwhile. It truly does, don't it?
Thank you so much for your support. We
Thank
love
you.
hearing from you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Take it easy. Ride safe.
Happy New Year.
See you next time.
Who needs Jack Daniels?